So today's going to be a really chilled out video. I'm just going to be looking through an Instagram archive of when I did the David Goggins 4x4x48 challenge. To me, it was a really great achievement, and it was really fun to do. It was a struggle, but it was really fun to do. For those of you who don't know, the David Goggins 4x4x48 challenge is a challenge he's now doing every year, and I'll let him explain it. He does a better job than me.
Every year I do this challenge where I run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. So, if you can't run 4 miles, walk. If you can't walk, ride your bike. Can't ride your bike, do some push-ups, some sit-ups, some calisthenics. It takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So just set aside that time every single 4 hours. So if I'm starting at 8 and I'm done at 9, we start again at 12. So 8, 12, 4. Repeats the cycle. That's how it goes. So why am I doing it? Life's all about getting outside your comfort zone. Strengthening your mind, callousing your mind, arming your mind. You take this 48 hours and you can put this in your cookie jar. Your cookie jar is a reminder of how badass you are when times get hard in your life. Stay hard.
And there you have it. So it's tough. It's 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours, a total of 12 4-mile runs, and to top it off, at the very end, I did a marathon for the last one. I don't know what was going through my head, but I'll explain that as we get to it. So let's get started. So this was the first run. I remember thinking on this first run, I was thinking, oh wait, oh god, it's not 4 kilometers, it's 4 miles, isn't it? And then I quickly realized quite how far 4 miles was. It's about 7.6k. And because I was working in kilometers the whole time prior, I didn't quite anticipate quite how far each one would be. So off I went down the canal in my new shoes.
Second run.
Here's the second one.
12 o'clock, feeling good. Shin splints are kind of holding off. Got my new shoes on.
I think this was quite a quick. Yeah, you can see it was quite a quick one.
Doing pretty well. Let's go. So
there you go. There's my boy.
3, 4 p.m. Going at a good pace. I got at Louis J Fisher behind me, keeping me company, making sure I get through. And he's got new shoes as well. Hopefully you can see them.
Right. So then we get to the fourth. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So on the fourth one, so fast I make people mad. I was coming down the high street and there was this group of drunk lads, as it says, it was 8 p.m, so this is probably 8:30, and I was just running around the town because I didn't have a headlight at this point, I don't think. So I was just sticking to the road lights, and I came down the high street and I was on the pavement coming towards these guys, and obviously there wasn't going to be enough room on the pavement, so I dip onto the road. There's no cars, and all of a sudden one of them just swung a leg out at me as I was trying to go past. I still to this day I just can't figure out what was going through that dude's head. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. He swung his leg out trying to trip me, and pretty agile, so I dodged it, but at the same time he could have sent me flying. And as I was running off, they were all shouting whatever at me, which wasn't the best when you're trying really hard to achieve something, but you're always going to get people like that, so it's whatever. Right, next one, let's see.
So
midnight
run on the Saturday. Feeling good, working hard.
Yes, I think this is where I got my head torch.
Were always going to be the hardest, but
no, it must have been the one before.
Right, 4 a.m. was the head.
Oh, hang on, we've skipped two. Yeah, so the one before that, I actually lost my shirt. I took it off, put it in my shorts, and then it fell out as I was running, and it was on the way back it fell out. So I realised when I got back, I'm I've lost my shirt. So I just decided to do the exact same route 4 hours later, and I actually found it, which was awesome. And Save, I don't know what, I still don't know why he came on this run with me. I think he was still up at 4. I don't remember, but it made it a whole lot easier, to be fair. That one was quite a tough one. Because what makes the challenge so difficult is you never get a second to stop. Because it's every 4 hours, and say the run takes half an hour, you only have 3.5 hours in between, so you've got to make food. Obviously, I was still studying. You've got to sleep, obviously. I mean, I think that was the hardest part, the sleep, just the constant interruptions to your sleep. You could never get more than 3 hours sleep at once if you were lucky. I don't think I got more than 2.5 hours at once at any stage, to be honest. But yeah.
For some reason, I appreciate it so much. He is here
talking about him coming.
Run. And we are absolutely gliding, even though this was like by far the hardest one to get up for. But
the next one's worse though. You can see on my face.
Whew, let's go.
Look,
alright, so
honestly, I had so many people saying like, "Are you good?" I was pale. I was not having fun at this one. And yeah, you could tell it wasn't the best pace or anything like that. I didn't really care about pace, but it's a good insight into how I was feeling, I guess. Yeah, so on this one, I think I was on about 2.5 hours sleep, just generally not feeling it whatsoever. Yeah, I think this was definitely harder than the 4 a.m. one.
8 a.m. run, number 7. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really feeling it now. I'm on 2 hours sleep.
2 hours.
It's not ideal, but gotta push through that wall. Keep going, let's go.
Trying to hype myself up there. Yeah, no, it's just the sleep. I think that's the hardest part, because you constantly you get having your sleep interrupted. And then I think I said to Louis how I was struggling, or he noticed, and count on my boy coming on the next one. And we took this one pretty easy. Just went down the canal, and this one was alright, to be fair.
We found a new route, so even better.
Yeah, I don't think that was too bad. All right, now this is where like the tiredness kind of just it kind of went away. I was trying to just hype myself back into action, because I knew that it was going to get so much harder when the night came. I still had, well, as it says, I've still got 4 to go, including this one. So I was like, right, let's put a shift in and actually try and feel, you know, like we've got some energy.
4 p.m. Sun's out. Second wind of energy. Oh my god, here we go.
I do love it when the sun's out.
I will finish this. Oh, if I have to crawl against the rest. 4 miler. It's happening. Oh,
mark my words. Yeah, that was a good one, to be fair. That felt good. With the sun coming out, it just makes it so much easier, because half the time you're running in the dark and the cold. So just the sun on its own, it's just it helps so much.
8 p.m. Feeling alright. My left knee is twinging.
I don't actually remember what was going on with my knee, to be honest. It hurt for a bit, and then it just went away. I guess I ran it off.
I've stretched it out.
This one was quite quick as well, actually.
Gonna push forward. So yeah, here goes. Arguably the worst 2 to come.
There's the train.
But I'm not giving up. Hey guys,
and you can see with these two, and I think the next one as well, like I can't figure out how to get my head torch to show me and not blind the camera. So like I'm constantly switching between, do I turn it off and not be able to see anything in front of me, and then the camera can't see anything either, or do I turn it on and face me, so this is what it's doing now, and literally like blind myself so that the camera can see me, but then obviously I can't see anything still, or do I just leave it going straight and then the camera can't see me but at least I can see forward. In the end, I think I was clout chasing, so camera faced me, blind myself, but but yeah, it wasn't the most of my concerns.
I feel like, to be honest, I can see the home straight.
Little did he know that he was going to do a marathon after.
Tight all over my legs, but
yeah, that's me trying to explain it as well.
Push through to finish the challenge. So yeah, let's go.
Oh no, this isn't even a joke. This is how I had to set up the last one. I had a few alarms for all the previous ones, but I just knew that I would hate myself if I didn't wake up for this last one. So like you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alarms there. There was probably 15 alarms, right? All just making sure that I was out of the house by 4 a.m. I think I was in the end, or maybe I was 1 minute late. I love this song. I'm gonna get copyright strike now, aren't I? Yeah, okay, right. So this is me basically just saying that I ended up doing the marathon. To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. Steve Prefontaine, great quote. Yeah, I'll explain the marathon in a sec. I just want to see if I actually...
Here we go then.
I can't see if I managed to get out at 4 a.m, but I don't know. Anyway.
Here we go then.
So, I got to the last run of 4 miles, and before I even started it, or maybe when I got out the door, because every time walking to the door I was still asleep, like literally still asleep. It was only when the whole like cold fresh air hit me that I actually kind of woke up and started thinking about what I was doing. So the last 4 hit me and I was like, this is good, but I still got energy, like I could do more, and I feel like if I hadn't done more I'd just kind of complete it and be like, okay, that was cool. That was a good thing to do. That was enjoyable. Well, it wasn't enjoyable, it was a struggle, it's hard, but I wanted to feel like I'd given it absolutely everything, if you know what I mean, because if you're putting yourself through that much pain, you don't want to come out the other end and be like, yeah, well, I could have done a bit more. You want to finish and be like, yeah, I gave it absolutely 100%. So that's what I did.
Final stretch.
This is me explaining it as well.
Imagine thinking I'm actually going to do 4 miles. Imagine that. Seriously.
I think I thought I was funnier than I was on 2 hours sleep.
Go longer. He's going to carry the logs.
He's going to carry the logs and the boats.
Let's fucking go. Right, so we're about
right, yeah, you can see the change in my facial expression there. From hyped to dead
so
on my feet in the course of about 45 minutes, I reckon. Yeah, no, it was just it was awful. After that first 4 miles, when you know that you could just be done with it, it was horrible. Mentally, it was absolutely horrible. And what made things worse is I only bought these shoes pretty much just before this challenge. And I'd run them for almost every stage, almost every run. And the tongue of the shoe started to really dig into my foot for some reason, but it didn't feel like it was causing like an external blister or anything like that. It was more like an internal like jarring pain in like the kind of top of my foot, and I never really understood what it was. But I ended up trading the shoes out for the shoes that had given me all the problems, simply because they were the ones I'd run in the most and I was more used to them.
My foot's giving me some real serious stick right now, so I'm going to try and sort that. I've got one more trick up my sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back home, swap my shoes up for a pair of...
I had no route for any of this, by the way.
I've run in for like...
Absolutely no route. So I was just doing whatever.
That'll just carry me over the 8 miles that I like set as my minimum.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to do 8 miles. I just, in case I wanted to give myself like a bit of leniency, in case I did just flop and fail what I'd set out to do, at least it looked like I'd done what I wanted to do. But in reality, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to run a marathon. Yeah, so they're the shoes I bought, and then these are the OGs. They're the ones that I've run in for 3 or 4 years. I don't run in them much anymore. They were great shoes, but they just don't have any support left on them. I'll try and get a picture up of how worn they are now. They're not great.
Oh yes, that has solved all the problems.
Yes, that's just me going on about the shoes.
We kick on, I can sense a half marathon.
Yeah, nah.
Let's go.
It was going to be more.
There it is. That's 8 miles. That was my minimum goal for this final kick. Very happy with that. I'm knackered. I don't know what I'm running on right now. I'm running on fumes. I'm on a maximum of 2.5, 3 hours.
6 or 7 across the
weekend. Maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, there you go. It was tough.
Yeah,
the sleeping
we'll
element and the mindset element is it's the toughest
before
part.
something gives out, or something feels like it's gonna give out. And that is 10 miles.
You can see the pain on my face.
This hurts now. We move, we keep moving. Continue onwards. That's 12 miles.
And you gotta imagine, like, I've literally been running for, added up, to be fair, added up it's not all that much in terms of duration. 12 times, like 6 hours over 48 hours. But then you gotta think about all the getting ready to run and then getting showers, and then it does add up. Oh, and then of course at the end, I was running for like 4.5 hours straight after all of that.
Look at how beautiful.
The camera's so bad. It was nice though. I run down that canal most of the time.
In 2 hours and 6 minutes, that is half marathon.
Decent half marathon time, that.
Complete. But
I don't know why I've still got the head torch on.
So we keep
It's literally light.
15. 16,
That was funny actually.
15.
It's literally just me. I gave up
16 miles.
commentating on it.
15.
Just 15.
That's 16.
16.
Miles.
And then you'll see a few after this. It just goes like, it skips from like 19 to like 25. I just gave up recording.
Well,
I was just literally zoned
there's a
out, just
marathon
in
inside.
pain.
There's a marathon inside. Who knows? 18 miles.
I was so
in
dead.
exactly 3 hours. 19 miles. I'm in serious pain right now.
Yeah, and then I think it goes straight to 25. Yeah, there you go.
Miles.
So dead on my feet.
26 miles.
Oh, actually, yeah, this was bad because I remember coming up to my flat and I still had like half a K left, and I was just like, oh, I could so just stop. So I had to literally just run up and down the street like 10 times.
26.
And then there you go,
0.2
finally
miles.
finished it.
Which is a full marathon.
Yeah. I remember, I'll pause that if anyone wants to read it. It's basically, hopefully this can sort of inspire someone. And it was really inspiring for me and myself, because kind of pushing your body to the limits and seeing what you're capable of is a really powerful thing to do. It, like Goggins says, you can put it in your cookie jar, and whenever you face adversity or anything difficult, you can think back and be like, you know what, I did that. If I did that, then I can probably overcome whatever, you know, is being whatever I'm facing. I remember coming in and stumbling up the stairs, because this was probably about 11 a.m. maybe, or if I started at 4, it took 4.5 hours. It was probably about 9. I came up and my flatmate, Caroline, was there, and I was literally just like laying on the floor, like perched up, like leaning against the sofa, but laying on the floor. And I genuinely couldn't get up. I was so tired, so exhausted. At that point, I was like, screw it, I'll just sleep here, you know, whatever. But she ended up helping me get up and helping me waddle back to my room. And then I think, I slept for so long. I didn't even shower, to be honest. I literally just got my clothes off and just slept. I can't remember. Oh, it's annoying now because I can't remember. But I think I slept for about 16 hours after this, because obviously I was massively sleep deprived. I'd burned, what does it say, 10 to 12,000 calories, eaten nowhere near that. And yeah, I just needed the rest. But anyway, that kind of sums it up. That is a little review of what I did for the 2020 challenge. And I'm recognizing this video is actually very long, so I'm going to explain why I'm doing the 2021 challenge in a separate video, or even just the video of the challenge, because I'm sure I'll record some of it. But the main point out of this, and for anyone that's considering doing the 2021 challenge, do it. Just do it. It's so empowering, and it honestly makes you feel like an absolute beast when you do finish it. And you will, if you set the right alarms, you use technology and you have a plan. I didn't have a plan with routes, but in everything else I kind of had a rough plan. I had loads of energy gels. I knew when I was going to eat. If you have a plan and you take it seriously, it's so valuable. It really is. It sticks with you knowing that you can do something like that. So big shout out to David Goggins, my man, for the challenge. I think it's awesome. If you can't run, walk it, exactly as he says. If you can't walk, do some sort of plank or exercise every 4 hours. Just anything in that structure, and it's really incredible. So that rounds it up. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit of a chilled out video, but I thought it would be cool to cover it on YouTube, since it's all in kind of vertical videos on my Instagram and not very accessible. So yeah, cheers.